As a Nigerian living in the Netherlands for over 8 years, these are still the things that surprises me till date. I am going to be calling this my cultural shock experiences. The most popular knowledge about the Netherlands is the biking culture. When I mean biking, I mean the bicycle, guys, bicycle. Netherlands is literally the bicycle nation. And I know this is popular knowledge. It hits differently when you are in the Netherlands and you experience it firsthand. I had to learn how to bike as an adult. In the Netherlands, bicycle or biking is more of a necessity. It is the major means of transportation. While this is very good, it is healthy, it is very economical, and it is good for the environment. Guys, the shocking part is not just how a person can conveniently carry about three kids on a bike with their shopping bags and bike conveniently. No, growing up, I am from Nigeria, and growing up, it is not a usual thing to see an adult dressed in suits on the bike to work or any appointment or even to dinner dates. It is not usual. So you can imagine the shock I experienced when you would see somebody coming for maybe a wedding reception, or you would see somebody coming for a meeting, a conference, a serious event, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I came on the bike. Or somebody, conveniently going to work on a bike. It is something I had to get used to. It is something I started to do. The shocking part for me is this. First of all, I learned how to bike as an adult. I learned how to bike the year I got into the Netherlands. And what I have not been able to bring myself to do is biking with my kids. Let me explain. I can carry my kids on the bike, but what I have not brought myself to do and what still remain a cultural shock to me is when I see an adult on the bike and then the kids by the side. Oh my God. I just have this form of anxiety. Maybe because I have not gotten to that point where I see myself doing it. I have not been able to see myself biking alongside my toddler. So this is what I mean. You know how you will see an adult biking on the edge of the road, and then the toddler who is obviously figuring out how to bike by the side of the adult biking together. Oh my goodness, guys. It is still till tomorrow. This is still a shock I haven't brought myself to. I cannot, I just have this rush of anxiety when I see it happening. And this is something I am not ready to do anytime soon. Honestly, I'd rather walk with my child, drive, or have my child on the bike and I do the riding. But riding alongside my child, this is one cultural shock that I am not ready for. This is one thing I am not ready to do. So let me know. So for those of you in the Netherlands, how is it going? Especially those of you with kids, how are you navigating the Netherlands with kids? Are you biking alongside your kids? How do you transport your kids? I would like to know. This one is about playdates. Playdates in the Netherlands. Guys, this is something I am still learning. So don't judge me because where I'm from, this is not how we operate. Do you understand? So, let me give you a background story. I went to school to pick up my child, and suddenly a cute child walks up to me and said that they would like to come and play with my child in the house. At first, I needed to understand what is happening. Mind you, this child just walks up to me, no parents inside, and say, "Can I come and play with your daughter?" And I'm like, "Okay, what do you have in mind?" And they said, "Yeah, that they were going to come to my house." Okay, coming to my house to play. Yes, they will just come to my house. Okay, child, where is your parent? And then the parent walks up to me and say, oh yeah, they said they would like to play with your child. Mind you, I do not know these parents, which I know I am not supposed to like know them. Yeah. But then it came to me as a shock because here we are literally making plans. At that point, I wasn't sure what to do because I needed some moments to process what was happening because this child was ready to come with us to the house. And wait for it. The parent was ready to have us come with their child to the house alone without the parent coming with the child. This is where I found quite unexpected because this is my thought process. I would expect that, the parent will want to come along with us to the house to at least have an idea or gauge the environment of where your child is coming to play and maybe, just, I don't know, see the place, but no, they just trusted us. They just trusted that their child was going to be safe in our house and they were ready to let their child come to our house unsupervised. And guys, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this because I don't know, like, is this okay? Now, let me tell you my experience when somebody asked that my child come over to theirs for a play date. First of all, I was not expecting it, in as much I was happy that, my child is beginning to be social enough to have play dates and enough to be invited over. The conversation was leaning towards the fact that I was expected to just come and drop my child over and go. And it was, see, thankfully, thankfully, the parents whose child invited my child over to theirs was very understanding with me. Because honestly, I started asking her question like, do I have to come around and hang around and see if they're, because I was already proposing to come around to the house and stay back and watch them play. And she was like, she doesn't think it's a good idea because just maybe children might not be comfortable, which made a lot of sense. And honestly, I had to run to my friend who is already in the Netherlands to ask how it's done. And then she gave me some tips. And at the end of the day, what I did was this. I went with my child to the house. I got into the house just to gauge the environment. And then I told my child goodbye and communicated with the parents to, keep me posted, send me messages and all. But it's still shocking that I just find it surprising that a child will make a playdate appointment and the parent will just have the child go to the person's house without even coming with the child or, trying to see where the child stay. If you understand what I mean. Well, this was surprising. This is still something I get used to. Of course, my child goes for a play date when it is possible, but is this a norm? Is this something I should expect more? Are you comfortable letting your child go to a house for a play date without you coming along with the child or at least knowing where the child stay? Because the only thing we exchanged was phone number and of course our address to come and pick the child up when they are done playing. But I still find it surprising that they didn't bother coming along to the house just to see where their child was going to. Is this what comes to mind? How do you handle this situation? What is it like with play dates? Talk to me. Give me more tips because do I expect more of this? How do I handle these? It is beautiful, but it is still surprising to me.